last year's NCAA champion, North Carolina, and 2 years ago, Villanova won it all. So in 7 games, they're playing 2 national champions. You couldn't schedule it if you wanted to. Dick Vitale is here. It's been a bizarre tournament. What is it going to take for Northern Iowa to keep this thing going?
You know, bizarre. Think about it. Tonight, you got for 7th place.
Right.
You got Purdue and Arizona. That's how bizarre it's been. But, you know, they've done a great job controlling the tempo of the game. They want to keep the game in the 60s. You're going to be really treated to an outstanding wing player. A lot of people don't know about the name of Pickford. He's unreal. He was 18 and 18. But you talk about Villanova, Jalen Brunson. He's the guy that makes his start. He's the engine. He's the guy that creates. He makes shots. He was brilliant yesterday. Brilliant. And he had to have an A game to be able to beat Tennessee. As Carl said, Tennessee was up 15, and then it was Mr. Brunson who came out starting the second half, and he was on fire. I think he's the best point guard in the nation. There he is, got the medium range jumper. He can go to the lane. We're going to have some fun here, man.
No doubt. No doubt. We've had fun, and today, as we take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Atlantis, we got a chance for Villanova to become the first team to ever win the Battle for Atlantis twice. Tywan Pickford is the guy Dick talked about. He had 18 rebounds yesterday against NC State. He's 6'4". The Killer Bees, Brunson, Booth, and Bridges highlight a special Villanova team, and they certainly hope that they can get back to a deep run in March. They control it with Brunson and Booth.
Man-to-man defense, another key player. When you talk Northern Iowa, is certainly Cook on the inside.
Yep.
He's part of the Cook family that's played at Northern Iowa.
Every time Jalen Brunson shoots, it just looks like it's going to go in. 2-0 Villanova early.
He has great form. Look at his full blood pressure. They want to speed the tempo of the game up. They want to force those turnovers. Good job right there by Ben Jacobson's club, spreading the court. Cook is in close presence on the inside.
Bennett Cook, number 25, did not play very well yesterday until late, until he basically got kicked in the butt by his coach and his teammates saying, "We need you." And he showed up late, looked a little tired yesterday. On the shot clock, only 1, and that's an air ball, and the defense by Villanova causes that shot clock violation.
Yeah, challenged on a shot. Tremendous job. Solid defensive effort right there by Jay Wright's club. All 5 really played well, communicated.
A turnover thing's something to watch. They've turned it over at UNI 14 times a game, and Nova likes to force it. 3-pointer on the way, no good, and the rebound and a run out by Carlson, who had 2 points yesterday, but they were 2 of the biggest points of the game. They came late when UNI needed them.
Tell you one thing, he's a cutting kid, very tough, physical player.
How about Cook? Gets his own rebound and lays it up and lays it in.
Great second effort right by Cook right there. He's had 2 other brothers that have played. And Ben Jacobson.
It's like Carlson, you see him right there in the foreground. May have gotten banged on the eye or the bridge of the nose. He's holding it.
You know, Ben told me he's got to make some shots for him, but he said he gives us such a physical, tenacious toughness.
Maury Spellman, who was a redshirt academic last year, didn't play. Big body, hasn't yet got on track. Neither has Phil Booth, but this guy has. Mikal Bridges has been outstanding. He lays it up with the left.
Right on cue, baseline drive, utilized the left hand exceptionally well. He's got a superb first step. You know, getting back to Spellman, a lot of people don't realize this. He sat out last year, but he had knee surgery. That really created a problem for him. He couldn't practice with the team.
Yeah, they're just getting to know him as a personality. He's an eclectic guy. He likes to read. He's a very big into poetry, writing, has opinions, and he's often asked to share them in his classroom. So they're just getting to know him. Carlson, step back 3, in and out.
Showing a lot of patience. They're trying to really make sure they get good shots.
Pascal, 3, no good. Great box out there.
Terrific box out. They're fundamentally solid. That coach really gets the most out of his talent. I mean, we don't see any McDonald's All-Americans. Just a bunch of tough, competitive kids.
You know, you talked about slowing it down on that last trip. You slow it down, you can keep the score maybe in the 50s and 60s, which they want.
Good job defensively, not allowing them to make that baseline drive.
There's a drive and a hand foul going to be called on Juwan McLeod, the point guard.
McLeod, they're looking for him to handle the ball effectively against Villanova. Matching up now with Brunson is a tough matchup. Tough matchup for anyone.
First substitution of the game. Mikal Bridges comes out, and Dante DiVincenzo, who will inbound the ball, comes in They really use these 6 guys as the starting 5, even though DiVincenzo comes off the bench. He often plays as many minutes as anybody.
You know, it really hurt him in that first half with Tennessee. Tennessee hurt him with their athleticism, but also they hurt themselves. They had 4 guys on the sideline with 2 fouls.
2 fouls each. That may be a good start to the game for Phil Booth as he buries a 3 from the corner.
Met his dad and mom yesterday along with Phil by the pool area. He said, you know, he had that knee surgery. He feels great. Just a matter of him getting back his rhythm.
Pickford 3, no good. We'll have a whistle here. Head coach Ben Jacobson has been with this team for a long time, and he will stay with this team for a long time. His contract runs through 2027.
Unbelievable.
And check that number out. 3-2 all time against top 5 teams. He's beaten 2 number 1s. Kansas in 2010, Carolina in 15, and Iowa State was the number 5 team when they beat them.
He's done a heck of a job in that program. He's had to play behind Wichita State. Stuff. No Wichita State now. Missouri State. A lot of people think it's probably going to be the premier team in the conference, and they probably got the best player in the conference, a kid by the name of Johnson. In fact, they beat Western Kentucky, who's played really well here in this tournament earlier this year at Western Kentucky.
Pascal slipped and fell. As a result, they called the travel. So UNI has only scored 2 points. See if they can get something going offensively. You saw Pickford, who had 18 points to go with those 18 rebounds, missed his first 3 attempts.
He's from out of Minnesota.
Yeah. Great move by McLeod, can't get it to go. The ball deflected. DiVincenzo sends it back to the middle of the floor, and there's a scrum. And just like yesterday, we saw diving on the floor. That was Omari Spellman this time. Both teams hungry. This is for the championship. Battle for Atlantis. And so far, it has been a lot of Jay Wright's Villanova Wildcats, including Bridges on the baseline. And then Booth with a 3. Killer Bees getting it done at the Battle for Atlantis early.
Second half, they've been really super. But right now, you're looking at Northern Iowa shot 1 for 7.
Juan Pickford hurt his knee his junior year, kind of fell off some radars when it came to recruiting. They've been all over him for a couple of years, and that's how they get that true freshman to commit to Northern Iowa as he makes a nice layup.
Yeah, really nice drive right there. He's got great bounce, 18 rebounds.
No kidding.
Unbelievable. In the last game against NC State. They got 2 nice wins here, SMU, NC State. Maybe they got a third to be really special.
Brunson one-on-one with McLeod, nothing but net.
He's so smooth. He's so smooth. Talk about the great point guards in America. You go to Carolina, starting with Joel Berry. You think about certainly the kid down there in Wichita State, Landry Shamet.
Yep.
I like kid Nate Mason down in Minnesota as well. Farrell of Notre Dame's pretty good.
Matt Farrell there. We're going to get an offensive foul. Push on Cook. He got into foul trouble against Carolina, and you mentioned Joel Berry. They played Carolina, lost by 17 to open the season. Berry didn't even play in that game for North Carolina.
Yeah, they lost by 17. A little payback because Carolina went over to Northern Iowa, did them a favor, played up there, and they got beat. Tar Heels got beat at Northern Iowa. Oh, what a nice spin move on the baseline.
Spellman had that block, though, huh? Bennett Cook comes up with a block.
Great defensive play by Cook. He covered really well.
One of Cook's 2 brothers who both played here is on the staff. He's one of the film coordinators, but there's a turnover, and that's a big problem for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, you can't turn the ball over against Villanova. Here it is right now. There's a spin on the baseline. He thinks he's home free, and a great recovery by Cook. Good angle, good block shot. Excellent play defensively. Great timing.
Spencer Haldeman, number 30, comes into the game for Northern Iowa.
He can shoot it. He had 15. He had 15 against SMU off the bench. Had 15 against North Carolina.
Austin Fife, number 50, also into the game. 3-pointer off the front of the rim, and the rebound goes to Northern Iowa. Haldeman didn't score, though, yesterday, so you kind of get the good and the not so good here. Let's see which Haldeman version we get today.
Big screen up on top. Villanova really communicating well defensively. Got a mismatch inside. They got a mismatch. Got to recognize.
Yep.
Oh, they got a mismatch. Never saw it.
Fife was there for the offensive board if there was one to be had, but the three goes down, and just like that, it's a two-point game.
You know, Fife comes off that bench. Hits the big three, but wide open inside. Got to recognize open people. Come on, you got to give the rock up.
Brunson 2 for 2 so far from the floor. This is DiVincenzo. Good rebound and a foul as Omari Spellman went up for it, and crashing down on Omari Spellman was Isaiah Brown.
You know, you watch kids like this at Northern Iowa. They play with such pride and passion because they know they haven't been heavily recruited by the big elite schools. They try to show that we as a team, playing together, team for togetherness, E for effort, A for attitude, M for mental toughness. And that's how you have a winning team, Carl.
I like that. That sounds like a speech you might have given before.
I used it. Nice backdoor cut.
DiVincenzo there for the lay-in, 11-7, Villanova.
Gillespie with the excellent pass to the pitcher with his mom and dad before the game. Very proud of their son, and it should be. Really good player.
You took a picture before the game? Dick takes more pictures than Mickey Mouse does. It's unbelievable.
I look a little better than Mickey.
Tough pass and the fourth turnover for Northern Iowa. And again, they've turned over 14 times a game.
Aggressive defense. Now watch the backdoor cut. Great look bounce pass by Gillespie. Great cut without the ball. Take a look right there. Just like you draw it up in practice.
Colin Gillespie, he had that assist. He's now paired in the backcourt with Brunson.
I got a little story I'm going to share with you about Gillespie.
Tough shot for Bridges. Can't get it to go. The rebound off of Pickford, but it's kept in by Northern Iowa. Shoot, what's your story?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Mr. Gillespie. He was really recruited big time. And Villanova wanted him, but they wanted first. They started in 9th grade chasing Quade Green from Philadelphia. He's now playing for Kentucky. Jay said when he saw Mr. Calipari come to the city of Philadelphia, he said, I'm going in a different direction.
Going in a different direction.
John is such a recruiting machine.
Give Dante Vincenzo all the credit in the world for that basket. He went down to the floor underneath his own basket, ripped it away from everybody, and that led to a run out. Haldeman's picking the dribble up too early, and now he's in a real pickle. He doesn't call timeout, but that 10-second violation is right on the doorstep.
I tell you, Villanova's defense has been suffocating. It has been aggressive, suffocating, and they're having a difficult time getting any offensive rhythm at all. Northern Iowa.
Wonder why Haldeman didn't go pick the ball up and call timeout. That's their 6th turnover.
You know, the bottom line of that story with Gillespie, he played against Quade Green for the Philadelphia Catholic League Championships. Guess what? MVP? Mr. Gillespie was MVP. His team won it. Bishop Ward.
Saw a quick shot of Jalen Brunson on the baseline as Bridges buries that one. He's walking around, kind of stretching his legs out. May have gotten knocked around during that pig pile underneath his own basket.
What a terrific year this year Bridges is going to have. Very active, very athletic, big shots, explosive, good first step.
Pickford, short, follows it up. That's a rebound for Pickford, and lays it up and in. He can do that. As athletic a player as they have.
Yeah, he's very athletic. Big bounce off the floor. Jumps exceptionally well. As you said, his junior year had that injury, and a lot of people really backed away. And they stayed on top of him, Northern Iowa, and they've really been a beneficiary for that.
Bridges, contested three, and that comes up short. But how about DiVincenzo? Chases down the offensive rebound.
He's all over the place, man. He's all over the place.
There's a foul on Isaiah Brown. We'll take a timeout. Brunson's limping around a little bit. Hope he's going to be okay. We'll learn a little bit more about the junior who has taken on the role of senior leader. We'll go fast breaking with Brunson after this break. List, including the Bob Cousy Award watch list. You heard Dickie V just tell you, certainly is the leader as far as the Big East Conference, but could be the best point guard in the country. And he's only a junior. They don't have any seniors. This is a team that's, Jay Ruddy always has senior leaders.
You know, I mentioned the Big East last night. Great win for Rhode Island. Atlantic 10 beat Seton Hall by 1. Great win. Danny Hurley was really excited with that win. Jersey guy, the Bob Hall of Famer. His dad certainly what a great job he did one of his years at St. Anthony. So sad that that school had to close.
So Brunson back on the bench, favoring that left leg of his. A rare missed free throw from Villanova, so it's 16-9. The alley-oop thrown up. Cook, ball fake, good play. Gets it to go. How about that little head fake?
Yeah, good head fake, good ball fake as well. He's not going to beat you with explosiveness, but he's going to beat you fundamentally.
One of the things Ben Jacobson stressed before the game to me was we got to make sure we don't fall for the ball fake or the head fake. Sort of a lost art in college basketball, but Villanova does it a lot.
They do a great job facing up when they touch the ball.
Pascal was in the lane for a while, and there's Pickford. How about that? 6'4" guy goes in and gets the rebound.
He's got a nose for that 18. Just ask North Carolina State about him. He was all over the glass last night.
Oh, he had him, and he's just a half-second late. He knows that good defense, too, to get back there by Bridges to deflect it away.
Well, the defensive guy, what we did, we talk about middle. He beat him to the middle of the floor, beat him to the spot. Didn't allow him to make that cut in front of him.
Would it shock anybody, though, if Northern Iowa's in this game late, given that we've seen Purdue and Arizona in this tournament? One of them is going to go home 0-3. One of them, because they play tonight.
That's a coach's nightmare to leave here and lose 3 games. Never mind thinking about number 2 in the nation, and Purdue is nationally rated as well.
Haldeman gets bumped by DiVincenzo. He bailed him out because there was only 3 on the shot clock.
He really did bail him out. But think about that. You got Arizona and Purdue showing you the wackiness and showing you some of the parity that exists. Here they are playing for 7th place. Unbelievable. I think many of the so-called quote-unquote experts thought would be sitting here now watching Villanova and Arizona.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I thought we would be.
That's what I prepared for it. I stayed up all night last night prepared for Northern Iowa.
Pickford had a interception. He had to go off his hands, and they missed the layup. So a break for Northern Iowa, the Panthers, as Pickford sets up in the corner. They don't find him. They got a mismatch down low. Nobody's really guarding Bennett Cook.
They're going to have to really do a good job with their 5-on-5 offense. When you're talking about Northern Iowa, they have to get some great execution because they're not going to get a lot of points in transition.
Good sign, Villanova. Jalen Brunson back in the game. Colin Gillespie goes out, so we'll keep an eye on that left leg of Brunson.
Well, we talked about how Brunson doesn't give you that flash of pizzazz. Just everything's solid. Great head, understands the game.
McLeod drives.
Nice strong drive.
Real good strong drive. And, you know, like a defensive back who's hurt, you kind of go after him as an offensive team on the football field. They went right at Brunson, checking that leg out.
Yeah, they went right at him. McLeod did a tremendous job protecting the ball. Showed a lot of speed and quickness.
3-point ball game here. 8:50 to go in the first half. As Brunson, he'll shoot it. Everything's okay.
Man, he is so smooth. He is silky smooth, the kid.
Brunson's 3 of 3 from the floor. They've done a nice job handling the press.
Show some patience and poise, trying to get in their offensive flow.
Long 3, nothing but the bottom of the net from McLeod.
McLeod gives him 5 quick points. Drive to the goal and the 3-point shot. Ben told me before the game, he can make the 3.
4 times this year, McLeod has gone over 10 points. He did it 4 times all of last year, so they're looking for him a little more offense. Brunson trying to do his own work. That ball was deflected, so they're getting hands on some balls as Bridges goes one-on-one and lays it up and lays it in.
What a terrific move. As the season progresses, we're going to hear a lot more about Bridges. Mikal Bridges, remember that name, people. Mikal Bridges. He is heading to be a big star on the collegiate scene.
Catch-and-shoot guy last year, and obviously a very good defender, but this year you're starting to see a little more of that offensive arsenal. That shot deflected, but it's Cook who comes down with it.
Nice
He'll lay it up and in.
Nice footwork inside by Cook. I asked Coach before the game, I said, all these Cook guys are from Wisconsin. Did you have to battle them at all? I said, no, they weren't really interested in them, and we're lucky. And once we got one, they all fell in place.
Yeah, 3 brothers, and 2 of them already 1,000-point scorers. How about Mikal Bridges?
Mikal Bridges, a star, S-T-A-R. I can even spell star, Carl. Wow, 1-syllable words, I have no problem.
He's got 11 now, does Bridges, and an offensive show that, as you mentioned, they don't want to get into the 70s or 80s if you're UNI. They're trying to play with him. Haldeman got Brunson in the air. He buries a three.
Wow. Haldeman, he made some big threes in that win over SMU. And he's going to have to make some here. And then what I liked about it, talking to them before the game, they're not just satisfied being here. They want to win this game. They're not go home and say, oh, we got to the final. We're not supposed to get there. We're here to win.
They've been in the NCAA tournament. Ben Jacobson 4 times. They play everybody tough. The whole image of a Northern Iowa guy is bared out by this team. They're battling for the rebound. And Bennett Cook's bringing some energy today. He didn't have it yesterday.
I promise you I will not tell the nation that they had a 12-point lead with 44 seconds against Texas A&M and lost in the tournament. And see, I promise I will not say that.
Pickford, 3. No. And Cook and Brunson battle for the rebound. It's Brunson who comes away with it.
I think they're going to be a little more patient on the offense. They shoot the ball a little too quick.
DiVincenzo works his way into a good spot. Another effort, and that one doesn't go for Omari Spellman.
And look who came down with the rebound.
Always does. He's got 5 already. 18 yesterday, Dick. He's got 5 rebounds.
He's averaging 11 rebounds a game here in the tournament.
McLeod by DiVincenzo lays it up. That's pretty.
A really nice play. McLeod, he's showing that he got some step, man. So I got some swag, too. I can play. They didn't recruit me. I wasn't a McDonald's All-American. Maybe I was a Wendy's. Maybe I was Burger King. But I wasn't McDonald's like these guys. There's nothing wrong with Wendy's and Burger King. I like them, too.
Wendy's got the football thing, too. They got that covered. Spellman launches a 3, not the shot they wanted, and Northern Iowa's got a chance to grab a lead.
They're going to get patience. I think they're going to get some touches inside to the big guy Cook. He's got tremendous footwork on the inside once he catches the ball.
Cook has got Brunson and DiVincenzo on him. That shot contested and a miss by McLeod.
Yeah, not the kind of shot you want when you got a mismatch like they had on the interior.
Brunson kicks it back. Booth. Nope. Cook, instead of grabbing it, tried to deflect it to his teammate, and that backfired.
Yeah, you don't do that. You got to grab the basketball. 2 hands, grab the ball.
Tie ball, and it'll go to Villanova. We're going to go to the break as Jalen Brunson got banged up, but looks fine with this 3-point shot. Jalen Brunson's got 7 to start. And Haldeman, who had 15 in a win, had no points yesterday, gets this one to drop. We got a good one here at the championship of the battle for Atlantis.
We were 16 down on Wichita State and came back and won that game. Great combination, Farrell and certainly Colson. But then you got Bridges and company. He's battling a little ankle injury, though, Bridges.
Yes. The other way we go. 2-on-1 is right. Brown's open. He doesn't give it up, and he throws up a bad shot.
Give it up. Give it up. Not a good play. Not a good play right there. Just drop it on a dime, man. A bounce pass and a layup.
What always happens when you do that, Dick? It seems inevitable. The other team comes down and makes the basket.
And that's a 4-point turnaround. Could be a 5 if they make it 3.
They don't. Good box out again. They're doing a nice job, and they're winning the battle of the boards right now, UNI. Something that Ben Jacobson told us they had to do when this game started. 18-10 advantage.
Well, the one thing they do well is they block out, as you said. A lot of teams don't block out. They don't. They get away from that fundamental. They miss Cook so many times inside when he slides to the lane.
5 on the shot clock. Brown takes it. He goes by. Gillespie and bangs it in off the window. First lead of the day.
He's limping a little bit right there. That'll make him feel pretty good now that baby went down. Look at Ben Jacobson on the sideline. He's got himself a good basketball team. They're going to challenge Missouri State in the conference. Illinois State's pretty good as well in that conference. Loyola Chicago.
Booth got jammed up. There's some defense on Pascal. Tricky dribbles around and flushes as he goes right by Cook.
Nice little move right there.
Cook stands 6'10". He's currently being guarded by Pascal, who gives up 3 inches to him. And a trying to get it down to him with Carlson going high-low with him. Carlson to the hole. He gets it to go off the window.
When those shots start going in, you got a chance. The one by Brand and the one by Carlson, I don't think they were planned the way to hit that glass. As Timmy B used to say, the bank must be open, baby.
Even on the Friday after Thanksgiving. We've got 2:30 left, and UNI with a near steal. They're up 1 in this game.
Incredible. It's been a story of Villanova, though, in the tournament. Really having a tough time in the first. Is not intimidating. Northern Iowa's playing with a little chip on their shoulder. You've been around the game, and you know sometimes you get that 3-star player, and they play it like a 5 for 40 minutes because they play at such a level with energy and enthusiasm. There's nothing like the 3 E's in life. Energy, enthusiasm, and an excitement for life.
Well, they have it so far today, and they've had it in this tournament. Northern Iowa with a chance to pull off a huge upset against Villanova.
They had a lot of time, man. Long way to go to win this, baby.
And second half has been the half for Villanova here at the Battle for Atlantis. Bridges to Brunson. Ball fake, and that's exactly what the head coach said we can't fall for, and they did.
Did a tremendous job right there to create space for his shot. A lot of guys cannot create space. They may be good shooters, you watch them, but they can't create that opening by getting that space. He created that with that ball fake.
Jalen Brunson had 25 yesterday. 18 of those came in the second half. And he's off to a phenomenal start today with 9.
Going to spread the court a little bit. You're going to get a high ball screen right here by the big guys. Going to slide inside.
Pickford. 2 on the shot clock. Bounce pass. Cook's got to get it up. I don't think he got it off. No, he did not. If there was a 32-second shot clock, it would have counted.
It would have counted. Too late. Let's have a couple of violations. Shot clock here. Taking it right down, using the hold. 30 seconds. As Ben Jacobson. I'll tell you one thing. The conference has had some good wins early already this year. I think about Indiana State, for example. They put the hurt on Indiana in Archie Miller's first game. I mean, when he was down there at Bloomington, blew him out. It was unbelievable. They've had some good wins, the conference. Missouri State went on the road and beat Western Kentucky. Illinois State beat South Carolina. Drake beat Wake Forest.
Nice move. And a foul they're going to get on Cook, and that's going to be a second. They're going to change it, call it on Spencer Haldeman. Hey, ESPN's college football. How about it? Oklahoma and West Virginia. Saturday, stick at that start time, 3:45 Eastern time. And then at 7:30, Clemson right back in that championship picture, squares off against the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Both games on ESPN and found on the ESPN app.
That Clemson-Miami game when they play for the ACC title is going to be real special.
Miami's got a game right now. They're battling Pittsburgh, trying to keep their championship hopes alive. Cotter and Greenberg all over not only college basketball. I'll give you a little sneak peek at the big college football game today as well.
Let me just tell you this. They can do all they want there. Alabama's winning the national championship.
It's over already.
Uncle Nick is going to win it all.
There's a timeout, and that time they did it before they ran out of the 10 on the getting the ball over half court. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well with $1:16 to play. Been outstanding from the floor, 4 for 4. He's got 9 points. He's played 16 minutes, and again, he banged up his left leg a little bit in a scrum on the floor on a loose ball.
You know what I like about him? He doesn't force shots. He doesn't take back shots. Takes quality shots, and that's why his shooting percentage is so good.
Defense goes into a 2-3 zone. 3 ball from the corner, no good. And good rebound that time. As end of the game goes, Damir Cosby Roundtree. Brunson again. Oh, we missed one. And a traffic rebound from Cook.
Cosby Roundtree played with Quade Green on the same team. Bishop Goretti down there in Philadelphia high school. McGillespie got the MVP, and his team beat them for the championship Catholic League title in Philly.
Wow, good move as he throws by Brunson and gets it to go.
Nice drive right there. Saw the opening. Saw that lane. Lane was wide open, went into the goal, and went under control. He was under control. So many guys get out of control. If you're Ben Jacobson, you got to like the tempo. You like the fact that it's 30-29 in that category. They got a chance. I know one thing. The two coaches, we're in Paradise Island, right?
Right.
We're in Paradise Island. This place is absolutely great. You get a chance to go on a vacation, man. The Atlantis is beautiful. It's great for young people. But I know two coaches aren't calling this place Paradise Island. No. I'll tell you that.
Matt Painter.
Matt Painter. And who's the other one?
Sean
Mr. Miller.
Right.
You better believe that. They're playing tonight hoping not to get on that bird and flying home 0-3, a coach's nightmare.
Yeah, you got to come up with a sort of saying. At the College World Series, it's 0-2 in a barbecue. You lose twice, you go home. It's awful. So you got to come up with an 0-3 saying for a tournament like this.
Wow.
You got to figure out what that is. But that is for 7th place. This is a 9:30 game tonight on the ESPN app. You'll be able to find it there. But bizarre that you have Arizona. And look, Trier has been great. And Ayton has been great. They turned it over 20 times last night.
Guard play has not been superb. And that was a concern. Point guard play was a concern.
Good pass inside, and Pascal jams it home.
What a nice two-man play. All key by the guard play. Certainly excellent guard play right there. And Pascal delivers.
Give Jay Wright some credit. The offense, they drew it up after calling timeout. They managed to go to the break with a 3-point lead. Pascal scores 6 of the last 8. Dickie V and I back with the second half. But now Chris and Seth back in our college basketball studio.
Recruited by Villanova.
Not many.
But you put many of them together as a team, and you got a whole different scenario.
Our first half stats were brought to you by Atlantis as we get set for the second half here. Championship on the line, 20 minutes to play in a 3-point ball game. And Villanova, so far in this tournament, 2 games. Second half, they've been outstanding.
They've decided right now to go inside a little bit more to Cook.
Cook one-on-one, tough shot. Doesn't get it to go. Pickford was there, but he couldn't come up with it.
Spellman's got to give him some scoring. He really struggled shooting the ball in that first half. He's got to go in the low post, utilize his strength inside. Good
matchup here. Pickford and Bridges. And Bridges hard to the hole, can't get it to go. Spellman tipped it, but to no avail.
Tell you one thing, Northern Iowa's won the battle on the glass. Is that patience?
19-14, Dick, to make your point about the advantage on the glass. That shot is way off the 3, but there's a rebound for Cook offensively, who fires it cross court, and that's an unnecessary turnover.
Yeah, really bad pass right there. He did a great job coming up with the thing. Goes over, gives Coach a little skin. Said, Coach, don't worry about it. I'll get it under control.
Northern Iowa and Villanova in a tournament that started with Villanova as a favorite and Purdue and Arizona as co-favorites, and we got Northern Iowa and Villanova in the championship game.
You know, Villanova against Tennessee and Western Kentucky came out second half and really went on one of those spurts and broke the games open.
They had a 23-2 run yesterday. DiVincenzo lost it on the way up. Good hands that time by UNI's point guard, Juwan McLeod.
He's played a solid first half. McLeod's really done a nice job and a couple of good baskets driving to the goal.
Carlson lefty in and out. That loose ball picked up by Villanova.
Carlson's had a struggle shooting the basketball yesterday and today.
Brunson steps into one. Nope. Good rebound. That's going to be a foul on DiVincenzo.
He's got to play a little bit more under control. He has a tendency, you don't want to stop his aggressiveness, but I think there's times he really commits some fouls that should not be committed.
If your point, last 2 games, they've shot almost 60% from the field in the second half. They trailed at 1 point yesterday by 15 and had a rally in their victory over Tennessee.
Talking to Jay before the game about that, he said, you know, in the first half, he said, I think I made a little coaching mistake. I kept all the guys out with 2. I think you got to play at least one of them on the floor.
It was Pickford, by the way, who came up with that defensive rebound, and he got fouled. And Pickford, once again, starting to climb towards double digits rebounds. He had 18 yesterday, and he's got 6 right now, and he's got the ball.
He's going to have a solid year in the Missouri Valley.
4 seconds, 3, Dick, 2, and nowhere to go. Good defense again. 1 second on the shot clock.
Just throw it up in the middle now. Let Cook go get it in the lane. You know, you think the Missouri Valley over the years, they got an outstanding commissioner, Doug Elch. And I remember Doug when I met him at the University of Virginia when he was an SID, and he gives them great leadership in the conference.
They got to get it off, and instead they get it stolen by Bridges. 25th steal of this tournament for Villanova.
Well, the one good thing that's happened for Northern Iowa thus far, they've really kept Villanova away in transition, not allowing them to get those 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s.
Pascal blocked, and a good job by Carlson at the rim.
Carlson gives them a physical presence. When he lacks sometimes making shots, he makes up by great effort defensively.
Another turnover perhaps here as the ball is now kicked out to DiVincenzo.
2-on-1.
He's got a trailer and Spellman will go himself, and he loses the ball.
That's the second time we saw 2-on-1, and guys don't give up the ball.
Pickford steps into a big three, can't get it to go, but he follows his own shot. He'll go it again. Misses again.
Another rebound.
That'll go Villanova's way on the possession arrow. Quick shot by Pickford after he picked up his own rebound. Didn't need that quickly, Dick.
And look at Jay. And Jacobs on that sideline. He's really been an orchestra leader for some big wins, as you said earlier today. Unbelievable. He's beat 3 teams up there, #1 in the nation.
Yep. 2 of them #1 teams. In Iowa State back in 15 was the #5 team in the country.
Who's the best team in Iowa? Is it Iowa? Is it Iowa State or Northern Iowa?
Northern Iowa.
I got a feeling Northern Iowa can make the case for it right now early in the season.
They're going to play Iowa State in a couple of weeks. There's Brunson. He buries a big 3, and it gives him now a 35-29 lead.
Nothing but nylon, man. MBN, when he shoots, he's got that perfect form. He takes such high percentage shots. You don't see him force a shot. You don't see him take a bad shot.
McLeod, tough step back, contested shot, comes up short. And that ball cannot be controlled, and over the side of the bench goes a Villanova player. And Brunson, who banged up that left leg earlier, looks like he's okay this time, trying to keep that ball alive. He never even got to the soft carpet that you can see in the background there. This court literally built in a ballroom on a rug. Both feet were out of bounds for Cook, so he established himself out of bounds.
We spoke about it yesterday. It comes from a great scenario in that his dad was an outstanding point guard, played at Temple with Brunson, played 9-10 years in the NBA.
Look out, Brunson can't get that to go. Pickford picks up another rebound.
He's just got a nose for the ball, man. He goes, he gets the ball. Pickford.
7 rebounds. They're looking for their first points here of the second half.
They take that shot clock down. Shorten the game a little bit. Outman personnel-wise, what? Tough shot.
Wow, real tough shot. Contested by Spellman.
And it went down.
McLeod into double figures again, Dick. He did it 4 times all of last year. This is now the 5th time already this season.
They're a much better team than they were last year. A lot of experience coming back.
Bridges has the ball with Carlson on him on the baseline. He likes this matchup, and he goes hard to the hole, and it's an easy bucket for Mikal Bridges.
Well, smart play right there. A little isolation, utilizing his athleticism and quickness. And like you said, Bridges up on top. A little pressure.
Carlson's going to need some help defensively. He can't guard Bridges one-on-one.
There aren't many people going to guard him one-on-one. You got to get some help.
Foul there on Booth. Well, you heard Jay Wright say it's all business. Taiwan Pickett
and Barford, they can play. Then you got UConn hooking up with Michigan State.
Tom Izzo says Miles Bridges game time decision. That Carolina-Arkansas game, a rematch of one of the great tournament games from last year.
They play so hard, the Razorbacks. They come after you. Carolina's really got now Barry back, and that's a big plus for them.
Right, another 5 on the shot clock. McLeod, long launched, no good. And they're settling for long threes, and they're in trouble. They're down by 6.
A little danger time right now.
Yeah.
I really feel it coming up. A little danger time. They're going to have to pick it up offensively.
1 of 8 in the second half is Northern Iowa. DiVincenzo misses a long 3.
Struggling to score points.
They're lost by 17 to Carolina earlier this year. They were only down by 5 at the half of that game. A lot of one-on-one from McLeod, though. And Pickford, real tough shot. That won't go.
Taking a lot of challenge shots, Carl. We talked about that. You want to be a good basketball team offensively, you got to eliminate the challenge shot.
Cook working hard to get that ball down low. He finally had it go off his shoulder. And that's a foul by Pickford out top.
I remember we documented yesterday, if the game gets close coming down the stretch, edge goes to Villanova. Free throw line, dynamite. They showed that yesterday. It was a difference maker in that game. Yesterday, they go 33 for 37 on the free throw line. My guy Isaac giving me all the numbers, making me look good. He's a Rutgers grad, New Jersey guy. You stat guys. People want to know where we get these numbers. We get these experts always next to us. The John Madres of the world.
Cook's over there keeping an eye on Bridges, and now they try to
double him up,
trap him. Didn't work, and a wide open three for Booth, who buries it.
Just a matter of time. When he gets his rhythm going, it'll elevate the whole Villanova team. And they got to get another player to start to help them on the interior, and that's Spellman, if they're going to be the elite team. If you're talking about being the elite, legit top five, Spellman's got to deliver inside, and Booth's got to deliver on the perimeter. Can't just be Bridges, and cannot just be Brunson.
Pickford gets it to go, and that felt like a big bucket. They were down by 9. They keep it to 7 with 13 to play.
And that was the biggest lead they had thus far. You don't want to go down double digits, especially right now when you look at Northern Iowa having a difficult time to score.
Booth, and we're going to get a little leg action here, and they're going to call that on 25. That's Bennett Cook. Good things happen when Bridges starts with the ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, he really does. He makes things happen all the time. I love him. There he is right now. Booth wide open. Wide open, squares his body exceptionally well. Hey, I know he's a little nervous right now, and I want to say, you know, relax, don't be so nervous. Hank, 96 years old, the grandfather. He's the grandfather of Ben Jacobson. He said, say hello to my granddaddy. I'm saying hello, man. He's in my league. We'll stick together.
He's not in your league. 96-year-old Hank Labor, who's in Fargo. Your grandson says hello to you.
Nice drive again. Bridges use the left hand.
That's out of bounds. There's a turnover. I got to believe you'd feed that bridge monster every time you can down this end if you're Villanova, right?
I told you, my friend, little danger time.
No doubt.
Little danger time.
Villanova has the ball coming out of the break as we will take a timeout. The bad boy mowers battle for Atlantis, and right now it's Bridges' world, and we're all watching him. He has been outstanding. 10 assists, Bridges 63 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 assists. They just win in November, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 straight wins, 4 tournament titles. If they can pull it off here, they'll be the first team to win 2 Battle for Atlantis championships.
I guess the real cry out there, the teams out there, don't schedule Villanova in November.
Yeah, they'll beat you. This is Pascal, wide open.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, look out.
Big time move. They're elevating their game right now. It's going to be a real challenge here for the next 12 minutes for Northern Iowa.
But why would be surprised? The 3 games they played, including this, they have been outstanding second half team. They're going to get a foul here, and we'll take a quick timeout. But check out the other guy who will not be considered an MVP, but he brought the house down.
Yeah, he did. Mr. Pascal, he's a transfer. He's an old Marco Polo. There he is with the Jam City. Came from the Atlantic 10. Played at Fordham.
Aren't they? Tennessee,
yeah, they really
and
are.
NC
There's no
State.
question. I think Tennessee, very athletic, very deep basketball team. I think they're going to really do a really good job in the SEC, which we think is really the most improved conference in America from top to bottom. If I had to rate the conference, 1 ACC, 2 Big Ten, 3 I would go SEC, 4 the Big East, 5 the Big 12, and 6 the Pac-12. That's a little of the VBDI, the Vital Ball Dome Index.
Early VBDI, too.
Early, yeah, real early.
Every trip is big. We got 4 in the shot clock, and how did McCobb get that up and in?
He did a terrific job. They needed a basket badly to get it to single digits now, down to 9. They're going to come up with some stops right here.
Bridges in the game, Brunson out, and Colin Gillespie and Booth in the backcourt. And the isolation with Bridges. Cook comes over to double team. That frees up Gillespie. He tries to penetrate.
As soon as they double up, they beat the ball to the other side. So now right now you got to capitalize. You got to stop on that end. You got to be able to capitalize. The one thing about the Panthers, you're never going to beat them in terms of effort. They're going to play hard all the time, get the most out of their talent, And to me, that's the definition of a coach. You define a coach by the ability to get the most out of his people.
Pickford, long three. Got it! Oh, tough shot from the corner and a big one.
Here's a big three, yeah. I'm surprised. I think sometimes before his career is over, the people at the University of Minnesota are going to say, maybe we should have recruited this guy.
Yeah.
He's from Minnesota. Got an injury his junior year, as Carl documented.
Northern Iowa's already played Carolina. They lost to them, and now, of course, they're getting Villanova. So they're playing the last two NCAA champions in their first 7 games. And this is a big trip. Pickford
nice
gives it
ball
up.
movement.
Carlson, no.
Oh.
Turns it over. He passed it right to DiVincenzo. What are we going to have? A call on a block. Boy, they moved it around right until the last minute, and then the bad pass as that foul is called on McLeod.
Here's McLeod right now, going to go a little one-on-one. Makes really almost an impossible shot. Splits 2 defenders. And then the little skip pass. Pickford's going to catch it. There's the skip pass over the top. Baseline jumper. And he knocks it down. Guy's a rebounding machine. Had 18 on the glass against North Carolina State.
Gillespie and Pascal to the bench. And Dick, you bring back Spellman and Brunson.
Spellman's got to give him some scoring inside. I don't know what his numbers are right now, but I think he was like 0 for 7.
Yeah, he is. He's exactly 0 for 7. He's 0 for 3 on 3-pointers. He's played 17 minutes. He's not had a good tournament offensively.
He's got to go inside and take advantage of his ability around the basket. I think he has a tendency to drift to the perimeter too much.
Well, Jay Wright will tell you, he's the most talented young forward they've ever had.
That's pretty good praise. What? Tried another one of those acrobatic tries.
DiVincenzo, they try to turn the miss into points. Bridges, we're going to get a block on the floor on Carlson.
And we've talked about it so often, you don't want to put Villanova on that free throw line. Just as Tennessee, 33 for 37.
One thing we've noticed about Villanova, and it's not new, but boy, when they either take a missed shot and run or a turnover, they can get it from one end of the court to the other as quick as anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they got good passers. They got people that can run the break real well. And then you got a cerebral point guard. And there's that good-looking guy on the sideline. He should be an actor. Should be in Hollywood.
He was in the gym early this morning.
Working out.
He was
what
working
about me?
out.
I worked out. I work out every day.
I saw Jay. I didn't see you there.
I got my own gym.
Brunson, oh, corner 3.
So smooth. Great release, follow through, great rotation, backspin, squares the shoulders to the basket. Great technique.
Speed back up to 11. He's got 15, only 1 of 6. Northern Iowa, and this is their offense, and it's not very fluid. It's McLeod one-on-one.
Yeah, he's trying to beat 5 guys. You know, he got away with it one time. Sometimes that prompts you to do it again and again.
They've gotten away from trying to get the ball down low to Cook.
Well, talent-wise, let's be very honest. Talent level certainly edge Villanova.
No doubt.
I mean, you don't have to go to Harvard to figure that out. I'm a dummy and I can figure it out. I didn't go to Harvard like Matt Frischella, who I spoke before the game. Matt Frischella and his wife have done a great job in raising that guy. He's going to be a winner, no doubt. Rising star in coaching.
Sitting on the Villanova bench right now. Matt Frischella is
there with Matt Massimino.
McLeod again. He launches a 3 and air ball.
You might have to rest him a little bit. I mean, seriously, taking some bad shots now. He's a good player, too. Key player for Northern Iowa.
Booth stepped into that one and just went in and out. Oh, wow. Bridges almost had a highlight film follow. They've had their chances. Villanova's missed some shots here. 49-38. We'll take a timeout. That's where Dickie V's head as soon as this bad boy is over.
Wow, look at that. UCLA.
Think so?
I think so. I think you go to UCLA, West Coast guy. I really was surprised they let Jim Mora go. I think Jim Mora's a heck of a coach.
15 turnovers for UNI, only 3 in the game for Villanova.
You know, coaching now, it's what have you done today, man? What have you done today? That's why I like when I'm 38 years, I haven't lost a game.
Cook tries to go one-on-one, and ball fakes. He's in there for a while, and he's able to get it. Where's that been?
You know what, he did a great job right there, Coral. A lot of guys don't. He didn't lift his pivot foot. He kept that pivot foot down. He really worked so hard to get that deuce. Here's where it's a key, having a great point guard, an orchestra leader like Brunson. Having a guy that can make people better, make sure he take good shots.
That one stayed on the top of the backboard. Now they got a chance to slice into this lead a little more. Tough shot. Omari Spellman taking threes. He's now 0 for 8 from the field.
Exactly. He's got to go inside. He's a good post player. He's got good post moves.
Cook just got muscled out of the way by Spellman, and I think we're going to call on Omari Spellman for the push.
Watch the big fella right here. We're going to watch Cook inside. See how he keeps that pivot foot down? Now look, keeps that pivot foot planted, keeps it planted, doesn't lift it. About 2-3 ball fakes, and finally he scores. He had to work hard for that deuce. They're going to be very tough in their conference. They really are going to be tough to beat, especially going to go up to Northern Iowa. That conference, man, well, most conferences winning away from home is really tough to do, but at home, they got a nice home court advantage up in Northern Iowa.
Well, you can see what's happening now, and all of a sudden, Cook's got 4 quickies.
Well, it finally went to the big guy. Hasn't been getting many touches. Panther fans like it. Ben's wife's in the house, Dawn. Beautiful lady. My wife and I sat with them when we honored Ben for the V Foundation and raised some money. Our buddy Craig McDill and his wife Joella ran a great event up in Iowa.
Bridges ran right into Cook. They get the foul on Cook. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. You know how many free throws Northern Iowa has taken today, Dick?
Not many.
0.
Exactly. They don't have that kind of attacking style, and Villanova doesn't foul a great deal. Oh, that's the move right there.
That's going to be a foul on the floor on Haldeman. 6th foul on the team.
And it's really not that the officials don't make calls. They haven't been in situations where they've created. They don't have those kind of athletes to be able to get that opportunity. I mean, Ben's done a heck of a job with this program. He really has.
Talk about job security. They gave him a 2-year extension after last year through 2027.
He got a heck of a deal. I thought I had a great deal.
Brunson, good pass. DiVincenzo, how about it? Laid it up with his left hand.
Nice little pass. Nice pass. Dante DiVincenzo delivers the DiVincenzo. Last night I went to Casa D'Angelo. I'll be going there tomorrow night, too.
You go there tonight if you keep mentioning it. Haldeman, 3. Good arc, and he buries it. That's a big one.
And that's what he does. He can shoot the 3. He had 15 points, had made 4 big threes against SMU. They're not going away, man.
No,
these kids keep battling and battling, and that's why they're in the final. And what I love, I told you earlier, they're not content just being here. A lot of times you get a team pulls an upset or so, and then they get blown out. But these kids have come to play to try to win. Oh, look at an extra pass.
DiVincenzo doesn't reward Brunson with that extra pass. And now, a chance to cut into this 6-point lead. Northern Iowa.
See, I would go inside, outside, go to Cook to start the... Get the interior to touch the ball. They're fronting him on the inside. That's not the shot you want, really. So quick. Some touches, man.
Brunson, Booth, that's short. Rebound, and no foul call.
Oh,
Ball
he got
on the
a foul
floor.
right there. He got fouled there, no call.
Nope. Cook holds on to it.
Patience, poise, leads to points, the 3 Ps. Patience, poise, leads to points. There's the ball screen up on top. Use it. Didn't use it at all.
See if they can get it to Cook. He's a little tired. He's got his hands on his knees, bent over. Carlson going one-on-one. Had a big shot yesterday late. Can't get that to go, and the rebound goes to Bridges. DiVincenzo in the lane. Nothing there, but Bridges, the trailer, to Booth. 3 ball.
They got guys that can make the three and some weapons. It gives you such a lift. The big three by Booth. He had 20 against North Carolina in the championship game 2 years ago. To get it done, man, that's 25%. They've hung around. They've got it down to 6, and like you said, 2 empty possessions.
15 turnovers, Dick. Only 6 assists in the game for UNI. Critical juncture, under 4 to go, 54-45. And we'll see if that break kind of reinvigorated Bennett Cook.
He got a little physically tired out there. Exhausted. Got plenty of time to rest after the game. There's the ball screen.
Went to the hoop. They didn't get it to him. He had good position. McLeod with 3 on the shot clock. Got to get it up.
Another empty possession. See, they managed the clock really well, Villanova. They got the kind of personnel that can. They spread the court. Look how calm this guy is with the ball. Very calm. I'd be calm, too, if I had his talent and ability.
Pretty good bloodlines in that Brunson family. Pascal goes hard, gets Cook off of him, and then goes up over him.
See, that's where they got to get Spellman to do a little bit more. Instead of drifting to the outside. Spellman's 0 for 8 in this game. He's got to utilize some of his ability going inside like Pascal just did.
Pascal becomes the 4th Wildcat in double figures today, and he's doing some work with Bennett Cook on the defensive side as well. McLeod throws it out to Pickford, whose 3 is way offline. And this is starting to run out of time for Northern Iowa. 7 of 21 in the second half.
Tell you one thing, when you got leadership and good point guard play, that's where it all starts. Having an orchestra leader. What a career this kid's going to have. He's only a sophomore. Dante DiVincenzo is going to be a special Villanova player.
Yeah, no impact seniors on this Villanova team right now. They double team Brunson in the corner. How about that pass? Bridges. Look out. That may do it.
Ball. The 3 ball. 2 major factors with Villanova. You better contain the 3 ball, and you better keep them off the free throw line if you want a chance to beat the Wildcats.
Lead goes to 14 with under 2 to play. Carlson
finally gets a shot to fall. He's had a tough time shooting the ball the last game and this game. Hey, I want to just share this. So a lot of people don't realize some of the things coaches do, Carl, more than just coaching basketball. We raised a lot of money in Iowa because Ben Jenkinson, Fran McCaffrey have given us that opportunity. As you see the big 3 right there by Bridges. And really, they're really good people who care. They helped us raise a lot of money for kids battling cancer. I can't thank them enough. I want to thank all the people that have been buying chances on the red Mercedes. I keep waiting to see if the chance comes in with the name Carl Ravage. I keep waiting. I haven't seen it. It better be coming in within a week. I'll give you a week.
You give me a week?
I'll give you 1
And how's the whole thing work again? I wanted to get every ticket. I can't do that. You told me that.
No.
Otherwise, I get a scratch a check for $150,000.
Yeah, $150,000. Let me tell you this. $100 donation, and you get a chance to get a new red Mercedes convertible, all for kids battling cancer. We're raising money through the V Foundation. Just go to dickvitelonline.com. Look at that beautiful car. You'd look great in there, Carl.
Do you get the guy with the shorts?
Hey, you and your wife, Chris, look great in that car.
I'm in. I'll give you the 100. I'm in on the car. All right, you get me a ticket, but give me the winning ticket. I'm in with you.
We're going to fill it out right now. Get the camera out here. Get the camera. Carl's going to fill this out. He's going to fill it out right here. I want the camera, my guy, Carl.
We got a second game coming up. In between games, so I'll fill it out, and I'll hand it right to you.
They do a great job using the post as a release man against pressure. I'll tell you one thing, doing games makes me act 12 years old. It really does. Just being around young kids keeps you young at heart, Carl. I recommend keep doing them, buddy, for a lot of years.
Not my plan to leave very soon. 78 years young by Tal. There's a foul there on McLeod. That MVP discussion's a good one. I mean, Brunson has been terrific. Bridges has been outstanding.
My vote I cast for Mr. Brunson. I love the orchestra leaders. I love the guys that really the maestro man, guys that take over, have leadership skills. They don't beat Tennessee. No shot whatsoever if he doesn't have that incredible performance in the second half.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to Bridges for the player of the game, but if you want to go tournament MVP, I can see you would go with Brunson. That last trip down where he got trapped, and how many times do you see guys get trapped and end up turning the ball over? He ended up finding an open man for a three, which ultimately was the final nail in the coffin.
He's got great vision. He understands. Very cerebral on the floor. Missed the free throw. That's a no-no. His father will get all over him about that. Dad coaching Minnesota Timberwolves. They got some good players up there. Oh, that's a move right there. But no! Mr. Pascal timed that perfectly.
Get that out of here.
Oh, look at the move. Are you kidding me? Are you
in.
kidding me? That's a clinic on how to run the transition game. Use the bounce pass. Oh, baby. Run, baby, run. Find the open man. Drop the ball on a dime.
After that spectacular move by McLeod, you think he thought for a second that ball was going to get blocked? Carlson hits a three to cut it to 12, but we only got 46 ticks on the clock left.
Well, maybe they could pull a miracle like happened to them. They were up 12 and got beat with 44 seconds against Texas A&M.
All right, Dick, our player of the game, brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, is
Mr.
Bridges.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're talking tournament.
I'm talking player of the game now, though.
Yeah, he's player of the game. I give you that. But we talk tournament, the gold trophy's got to go to the hands of Mr. Brunson.
But, boy, Bridges, from what he once was, which is a defensive specialist, catch-and-shoot guy last year because they had all that veteran experience, he's now a force offensively.
Well, you know, he had Hart and he had Jenkins, guys like that to deal with as well. Hart now with the Lakers. And by the way, the Lakers, people ripping on that kid in terms of ball. Be patient, man. It's early in his career. His father, that's something else. He wants to run his mouth. He wants to be a Kim Kardashian and have a big reality show. I mean, it's a joke. Some of the pressure he's put on his son is absolutely ludicrous. Some of the statements he makes. But that kid is going to be a good player.
Triple-double the other night for Ball. UNI, they go through this entire game without attempting a free throw.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's an odd statistic.
That's odd.
Tennessee and NC State, our third-place game.
That's a big game to those teams. One guy wants to leave 2-1. It's a nicer feeling winning 2 out of 3 than it is going home 1 out of 3.
No doubt. This kind of sets your entire season up. You learn a lot about what your team's about. Villanova has proven they can win November tournaments with the best of them, and this will be their second Battle for Atlantis championship. So Jay Wright going to have his team go to 6-0.
I think the big surprise here, the big story, is the fact that we have Arizona and Purdue, highly rated teams, playing for 7th place. I mean, that's a storyline, a shock. I think people, certainly Arizona fans, have to be very surprised to think that they're playing for 7th place.
They are playing without Raleigh Alkins, and he is a game-changing player. But even so, with the talent they have and the field they have here, you would have figured that they wouldn't be in that game.
Absolutely. Yeah, Trier is a terrific player. Ayton is special. And Villanova with another championship. Father Hagen's prayers really worked again. I saw him before the game. He was in that locker room.
Atlanta's home again. Villanova takes home the title for the second time, the first school to do that, as they win the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis championship. And that last sequence we saw where Pascal went up with that big block that led to that DiVincenzo dunk, that's something we'll see a lot of. Villanova's transition game is outstanding, Dickie V, and they've served notice. This is going to be another big year for them.
Yeah, there's no question. Villanova is certainly going to be a team right up there on top, but the Big East is tough. Don't underestimate Chris Mack's team with Xavier. Seton Hall, despite the loss yesterday, is going to have an outstanding year. That conference has some quality teams. Providence,